Why did Santa Claus get audited? Well, because he donated $1 billion in toys and didn't have any receipts. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to give stocks as a holiday gift, but really you can give stocks as a gift at any time, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, etc. We're just talking about holiday gifts because it is holiday season. But of course, the biggest thought you probably have is something like, hey Sean, why don't I just give someone money as a gift and then they can use that money to buy their own stocks? Well, if you're anything like my wife, then you know it's the thought that counts, right? But no, seriously, if you give someone money, then they can literally do anything they want with it. But maybe you want to actually help set the tone like, hey, I really care about you and I want you to invest in your future. So what I'm gonna do is give you real shares, give you real stocks of companies that will hopefully help pay you for the rest of your life. And this is especially important if you have kids or people in your life who've been talking about, hey, I want to learn about investing, but they actually have no real dog in the fight or no real incentive to learn. So in this video, what I'm gonna do is break down exactly how to give stocks as a holiday gift, okay? And we're gonna look at what stocks to buy, how they can be gifted through different brokerage accounts, and some tax considerations associated with gifting a stock. Stay tuned. Hey there and welcome to our channel. I'm Sean with Life Accounting, the accounting company that helps you save on taxes and build more wealth. Please give this video a like if you find any value from it, and let me know if you do decide to actually give someone a stock as a holiday gift, because as we all know, coming up with a new and creative present every year can be very difficult. Which brings us to number one, which stocks should you buy? So we have to remember that a current theme throughout this video is that this is a gift. And in most cases, this gift is to actually help expose someone to stock investing. So I have two very important criteria when it comes to buying a stock under this circumstance. First off, the gift should be compelling to the person you're giving it to. So just like you would do with any other gift, you need to actually consider who you're giving the gift to, their own personal hobbies, their own interests, etc. So for example, a kid may find value in owning a stock like Disney, where they can start to understand the business model behind Disney and behind all the shows and the different movies that they watch. Whereas a young teenager may want stock in GameStop. Right? Well, actually GameStop is kind of tricky right now, but maybe giving them shares in a company like Activision, which is a game development company, okay? Or maybe you have someone in your life who loves sports, or maybe they're an athlete, okay? This person may love owning a stock like Nike. The bottom line here is that you really want to think about, okay, what does this person love and what do they use on a day-to-day basis, okay? And then the second criteria that we have to consider is, will this stock actually grow in value? Like, is this actually going to be a good investment? Now, this one is a little bit tricky because I don't want you to feel like you need to be some kind of stock guru or stock expert in order to actually give someone a stock, right? But at the same time, you don't want to give someone a bad investment either. So here are some of the things that I would suggest if I were you. So first off, try to talk to an investment advisor, and you can just ask them a very simple question like, hey, what are some good fundamental stocks that may be good over the next 10 to 20 years? Okay, if that's not an option, then you can just simply look at choosing companies that are a part of the S&P 500 list. Okay, I think about stocks like Disney, Apple, Coca-Cola, Starbucks, Home Depot, etc. Those are all going to be really good companies, at least what I think are going to be really good companies over the next 10 to 20 years. But admittedly, those two options do carry a little bit more risk. So if you want the safest option possible to give as a gift, then you could actually just buy someone the S&P 500 index or a comparable ETF. So you have several options to choose from. And just remember, okay, this is a gift. It should not be a material investment decision. So even if it doesn't have huge success, it's really not that big of a deal, okay? Whether the stock grows or declines in value, at the end of the day, whoever you give it to should learn valuable lessons from it. Okay, so once you have an idea of what stock you want to buy for someone else, then you're ready to move on to number 2, how to gift a stock. Now, this is an area that's kind of shrouded in mystery, but in actuality, it's never been easier to give someone a stock, and you can do it right from your computer or right from your phone. So there are 2 easy ways to accomplish it. The first would be buying a stock with your brokerage account and then simply transferring it to the recipient who also has the same brokerage account. Now, if this is for a young child of yours, then you can set up a custodian account, leaving you in control of everything until your child hits a certain age. And if this person is an adult, then maybe you just need to convince them to set up the brokerage account that you would recommend, like maybe that's Robinhood or Vanguard or Weibo or whatever kind of brokerage account that you like to use to invest. Now, the second easy way is to use a stock gifting website like stockpile.com. Here, you can easily choose from thousands of stocks and ETFs to give to someone else, and then the website would send it to them by email, text, or you could even print it out if you want to put it in a card or a holiday card or something like that. Then the recipient would simply go to stockpile.com to redeem the stock and then put it in their own brokerage account. And then boom, with steps 1 and 2, you have officially found a stock and given it to the person you want to. But what does all this mean for you, and what tax consequences will you have? Well, let's talk about it with number 3, tax considerations on gifted stocks. So there is something called a gift tax, which is a federal tax applied to gifts. But I have some great news here, because most people don't need to worry about the gift tax, because donors or givers are not taxed on stock gifts unless the gift is worth more than $15,000 for people who are filing single, or $30,000 for people who are filing married jointly. And in addition to that, you would need to exceed the lifetime tax exemption, which is set at $11.7 million as of 2021. So again, for most people, the gift tax should not be an issue, and you can give stocks away with no tax consequences. However, for the person you give the gift to, they should be aware of the capital gains or the capital losses that they can experience on their tax return, because they, meaning the recipient, will ultimately pay taxes as the share price of their stock that you gifted them actually increases. For example, if you gift someone a share of a company at $100 and over 10 years the price grows to $500 and that person decides to sell it, they would have a long-term capital gain on the $400 and need to pay taxes on that amount. Okay, now there's a little bit more to it, and I have an entire video breaking down capital gains, which I'll link at the end of the video so you can watch that next. In addition to capital gains, if the stock declines in value, then a recipient could get what is called a capital loss, which actually could be just as good as a capital gain, because this may help that person reduce their taxable income, which helps them save on taxes, or maybe even get a bigger refund check in the future. Now, buying gifts that adults actually want isn't easy, but giving someone a stock shows them how much you really care about their future and helping them reach their financial goals. And when it comes to children, of course, it's a little bit tougher to sell, because usually children want what they want right now. But gifting a stock would be a healthy way of exposing your child to investing and teaching them how to actually manage your money and start investing as early as they can. Okay, coming up next, don't forget to check out my video on how capital gains taxes work, or if you understand that already, you can check out another video on how to write off gifts, and we'll see you over there.